It's me, Hannah Grace Nash.
And me, Allie, Blain. You guys.
Welcome back to Hey Sit With Us.
This is a really exciting episode. Something we've talked about for a long time is finally happening.
Yeah.
What is that, Hannah?
It's a video pod.
It's a video pod, so if you're listening to this like you've always listened to it on Spotify, great news for you. You can now see our beautiful faces on YouTube as well.
But it's okay. I'm so happy to be here.
We're in our humblest selves today, and I think that's okay. I think that's
for
real.
Sure.
I was thinking as I was getting ready to come over here, I was like, oh my gosh, this is not my day.
At least you put makeup on.
I did
even
get that far.
I didn't even brush my hair this morning.
My hair is not feeling it. Like, I told Rylan as I was getting ready to leave, like, girl, like, I've got to do something about this hair. It was in braids. I took it out. I tried to redo it. I feel like it's looking okay. But certainly not looking at my podcast debut on YouTube. But, you know.
Who cares?
Be authentic with us.
Allie.
Hannah.
What's going on in life?
What is going on in life? I'm so ready for Thanksgiving break.
Me too.
I am exhausted. Simply. Like, I think everything is just going at like 1,000,000 miles an hour. And I'm so ready for a time to just, like, not have any expectations and be able to just sit and do nothing.
I just like the Thanksgiving holiday.
You do?
So I'm just excited to go home.
I just don't like Thanksgiving food. I'd much rather... I just eat the sides.
Well, that's like the majority of it.
I just don't like turkey.
Well, like, I don't know, where I'm from, like, my nanny grew up cooking, like, all these baller foods, so, like, I get those, and it's really good.
Yeah, that's real.
So, I'm really excited.
Well, I mean, I'm excited for mashed potatoes and mac and cheese and...
Yeah. But then we have, like, fried squash.
Fried squash?
Like, sometimes I order fried squash somewhere, and it's, like, almost like hush puppies. That's what it looks like. Not a hush puppy, but it, like, looks like a hush. You know, it's, like, all brown around the whole thing. Like, and it's just, like, completely fried. Like, I don't want that.
Okay.
I want it fried, like, my nanny fries. Like,
I think we might have had this same conversation last year.
Did we?
Yeah. I'm, like, having a flashback.
Good. She does fried green tomatoes, too, but it's just in the same way.
Yeah.
And so, and, like, a lot of times she'll mix it, so I have to, like, pick out the fried green tomatoes, because I don't like those. But I love fried squash.
I think...
Fried okra. Her fried okra is the best.
Yes, we have had this conversation because my mom loves fried okra.
Oh, okay.
I think that this year I'm going to try and make a gluten-free apple pie. Because my mom's gluten-free, and a couple weeks ago when we did the Gilmore Girls, like, fam celebration.
Yeah.
With my fam in FAMU, Lindsay made gluten-free apple pie, and it was really good. Like, I couldn't taste it as gluten-free.
Yeah,
so
you always can. You always can.
But I couldn't. Even the next day when I reheated it, I couldn't taste it. So I was like, okay, like, I'm going to have to make this for Thanksgiving. So I think I'm going to make an apple pie for my family for Thanksgiving next week.
We usually have a coconut cake.
Okay.
And
that sounds more like an Easter food to me.
Well, usually my Nana will bring my favorite dessert ever. It's called Death by Chocolate.
Okay, yeah.
Or she always calls it low-fat Death by Chocolate because she uses low-fat stuff. It's like a tiered thing. There's, like, chocolate cake and then chocolate pudding and then Heath bar and Cool Whip.
But all low
fat. Just like, all low fat. It's healthy. Yes, all low fat. And it's so good. It's my favorite thing in the whole world. I could just eat so much of it. I haven't talked to her about it yet. I hope it's going to be there.
Better. At this point, I'm going to have to call her up and make sure that Death by Chocolate is the low-fat edition.
Low-fat Death by Chocolate.
Low-fat Death by Chocolate is available.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah. What's happening in your life?
Nothing. I'm really just kicking. I'm currently trying to get my life together. I've started recruitment things again. We just had elections last Sunday, and so I'm doing VP Mart again. Because we've realized that the VP Mart should be a senior, so I'm like just gonna be the one
doing it twice.
I'm just gonna be the one to take one for the team and do it again, which is perfect because I love it. Like I'm doing. Here I am again, round 2.
Here you are
taking a victory lap. So, so like now every VPMR after, and like the director recruitment will be a junior instead of a sophomore. So every VPMR after me will be a senior. But yeah, here I am again. So I've been getting myself together so I can focus on that and like actually get things done. Like I'm also like working on the restructure. So by the time I leave this position, the next girl, it'll be like perfect for her.
Yeah.
And like everything will be very laid out.
She doesn't have to work as hard as you did because you did all of
because I redid like all the party structure conversation things like all of that last year. Now I'm redoing like the planning portion.
Yeah.
And like kind of figuring that out. Like I did it last year. Like there's a ton of things I would do differently. So now I get to actually do that again. Yeah. So literally the day after elections, that Monday morning, I sat and I made like this year we're doing like almost like an application of sorts.
Okay.
For like different work groups we have. Like.
Is that what you're doing with a spreadsheet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And so then in doing that, we're gonna after that like we'll do little 5-minute interviews. And it's not like interview like you're not going to get the job, but it's just like chatting with me and like some of my other people on my team, so we can get a feel for like people.
Good.
And then like that helps us make bump groups and like where their strategies are best going to be. Like, because maybe we need someone on each team, but like they may like it just works. And that way when we're making bump groups, because it's not it doesn't.
I remember that was a struggle for you last year.
And like it just being there's no way for us to know to know the personality of each woman perfectly in order to do what I need to do.
There's like 200 women in this chapter. Or in your chapter. How many are in your chapter?
Like 220 something.
Yeah, ours is like 250, so it's a lot.
It's a lot. So I've been working on that this week. I've blocked off hours of my time for the last week of classes. I'm going, Monday is 4 to 9. Tuesday is 5 to 9. Wednesday is 4 to 6. And then I have a meeting with my new advisor. And then from 6 to 7, and then 7 to whenever is officer transition. So
I'm now like in my head taking notes of times I shouldn't text you.
Yeah,
so
I'll
just
be,
like expect no response.
So busy. And then Thursday I'm open. I didn't do any on Thursday, and then Friday is dead day, so I'm doing 12 to 4.
Bless. I feel like it's only appropriate for us to have this conversation. I know it keeps coming up, but at this point I think our viewers expect it. We got some Travis Kelce and Taylor stuff happening.
Shut up.
Karma is the guy on the Chiefs.
No words. Where was I? I was on the couch. I was sitting with my fam. I was with my grandbabies. We were on the couch watching a movie, or we were about to watch. I don't know what we were doing. I don't know what it was, but I was like, guys,
like you're freaking kidding me right now.
Taylor just said Karma's the guy on the Chiefs. Like what? And that's. And my was like, yeah, anybody could say that. And I was like,
no, but Taylor said it.
And then I get on my TikTok. I was like, listen to this. Like, when I put on my TikTok, it was literally the first thing there. And
it was the only thing on my TikTok
it was for
a whole 24 hours.
It was for real. Like, she did it.
I was listening to the New Heights podcast on my way to class this morning.
Well, I think they had probably, talked about it.
Yeah.
Or he heard it, he was like, oh, because you can hear Taylor laugh.
Embarrassed.
You can hear Taylor, he was, blushing.
They were blushing.
Because you can tell Taylor, kind of laughs afterwards. And she's like, hee hee hee. And then all of her background dancers are they're all all of their jaws drop and they're dancing away from her and she's like, hee hee hee. And he's like, yeah. Yeah.
And I think it's so interesting too to see the difference between this relationship and other relationships that she's had, because other relationships have been this is not going to be in the public, this is not going to be in the eyes of the press or whatever. And
he just does not care.
He doesn't care, and
he's
she
she's Taylor Swift,
Sure. And he's okay with playing second fiddle to Taylor Swift.
Yeah, well, he's big in his own right.
He's got his own.
He's got his own football thing. Those things don't really overlap. Taylor's audience and his audience. So there's no competition. There's no fear. He's happy to be in the spotlight with her.
You know how? So I think we talked about this on last week's pod. How we literally called it. We talked about the Kelceys since their beginning.
We did.
Of their brothers.
And we didn't know how to say their name.
Yes.
And we didn't know which one was having the baby. Oh, what did we say on that?
So it was the podcast we did with
I'm very specific.
Gracie and Addie
for
a class. And we were talking, whatever. And you had just been home for the weekend. And on your notes it says, Hannah talked sports with parents. Evidently there's brothers in the Super Bowl. One is having a baby. So literally from brothers in the Super Bowl to Mr. Taylor Swift himself.
No, I know. Over the summer when he said I tried to give Taylor my number, but apparently she doesn't see people more after the show.
They definitely were already dating then.
I don't know. I feel she saw that and she was and now she sees him after the show because she ran to him.
True.
Into his arms.
That might have been their soft launch. What do you think? What are your thoughts?
Maybe. Betsy thinks it's all PR. I don't agree. And a lot of people in my class think it's PR too, and I'm like, you know what my family's doing?
What?
With my nanny, we're doing, my cousin sent a TikTok, and she said, which, keep in mind, my cousin is 30, she's a few years older than, I don't know how old she is.
Older than you?
Yes. So she like has 2 kids now, like Margot. We talked about Margot.
Yeah.
She's the cutest. So Rebecca, like, obviously lives in Rome and everything. She went over to our Nani's house and she sends the TikTok and she was like, we're doing this. And they were like, oh, how are we going to get anything?
What is it?
Oh.
You still haven't told us what the TikTok is. Your storytelling skills are like,
it's
all
where,
over the place.
I know. It's where you take, like, gifts. It'll be like, family gift exchange, but all with mom stuff.
Oh, like a white elephant?
Like, not a white elephant, like, we're just all gonna give gifts, but it's all stuff that is nice.
That's funny.
So,
have I ever told you the Golden McCoy story?
No.
Oh my gosh, you're gonna love the story. Okay, we'll go back to this.
Okay, yes, we're gonna go back to that because I'm not gonna ever finish this right now. So she was like, we're doing it, and we were like, how are we ever gonna do that? And she was like, don't worry, I already got all the stuff. She said,
she like stole things from her house already.
She said, Nani, can I borrow a duffel bag? And she said, well, of course. And she said, okay, like you watch Margot in the car, I'll be right back. And so she grabbed the duffel bag and then just like
filled the duffel bag.
Just ran around and grabbed stuff. And there was one thing in there. And I said, Rebecca, she's going to know that that's gone before we get to do this.
What
because
is it?
It's a sign that says, like, this home is filled with love and laughter or something like that. I was like, Rebecca, she's going to know that's gone because I tried to throw it away this summer, and she got mad at me. I was like, she's going to know.
Yeah. Has she figured it out yet? Has she said anything?
No, she won't figure it out. She'll be like, we'll get to the last thing, and she'll be like, oh my gosh, I already have all this stuff. Like,
yes, you do.
She's so funny.
Yes, you do.
She's so funny. I love her so much. Yeah, tell me about
the Golden McCoy. I think like it was like right after like my parents got married, I guess. I think my grandparents gave my mom this like vase. And it was like old time pottery, like ugly, okay? And I don't know exactly the lore of like how it started. But basically I think my mom thought it was a joke. She was like, this is so ugly. Like she said something about it being ugly. It was a legit gift. And so, from that point forward, or it was someone's gift, and my mom said it was ugly. Someone said it was ugly. At that point forward, every year, the Golden McCoy has been regifted. And so, like, it was always a joke growing up of who was going to give it, and we had to remember who had it last. And then, one of my cousins had it, and he lost it.
How could you lose it?
I don't know, but it's been years since we've seen the McCoy, and I never got it.
That's devastating.
Abby got it one year, and it was always this big joke of, like, who's going to get it, who hasn't gotten it before. I think my mom got it twice. But yeah, my mom got it, I think, on, like, the anniversary of getting it for 10 years. I don't know. I don't remember all the details, but...
That's really iconic.
Can you imagine getting something so ugly, making a joke about it, and then it's staying in the family for years and years and years?
Can you imagine saying it was ugly, and then it was, like, being for real?
Yeah. Yeah. But
That's so tragic. Whoops.
We all know about the McCoy now. Hey, Hannah, what's your musical moment?
Allie, Blain, obviously.
Justin Bieber.
No!
Oh, because it's always Justin Bieber. Like an old Justin Bieber song.
Okay, well, shut up. This week, it is... Mary, did you know pentatonic expressions?
I knew you were going to say that. That was going to be my next guess.
Okay, and I have another one, but it's going to be for next week. So.
Okay, I have one on that same...
Okay, what is it? If
Little Drummer Boy by Justin Bieber.
Yes! That's my jam. That is like... that is the one I will play.
Yeah. It's Christmas time.
Yeah, it is. I'm usually, like, not crazy about celebrating early. Like, I'm not like, you have to celebrate right after Halloween. But we're only in school for... like 2 weeks after Thanksgiving. So, and 1 week, one of those is finals week.
Exams.
So, like...
I've already started trying to plan, like, what our, like, Fun New Fam is going to do. And, like, I already feel like I'm behind because people are like, oh, I have something that night already. I'm like, okay, when do people start planning for Christmas? In August?
No, literally.
Like, sometimes I start, like, saying things. I'm like, oh, no, I have plans. Or I invited my fam to come to Nashville for, New Year's Eve and like chill, and they were all like, I wish you would have asked earlier, I already have plans. And I'm like, when do people start planning?
Yeah, I know.
I feel so behind. So like to start Christmas early, I still feel behind. Let's move on.
I'm ready to talk about the meat of the pod.
The meat of the pod. We have a silly little prompt today, in one which neither of us know what the other one has said for this.
No, and I wanted mine to be so funny, but my brain was not funny. So We'll see how I deliver it and if it turns out funny.
We all know that me and Hannah are both in college.
20 years old.
20 years old.
20 long years.
But while some would say we're young, there are some things that we are simply too old for.
Yeah.
We saw this trend I think I saw it on TikTok, of like things you're too old for, and I did some searching, and it's funny because like, yeah, there's like people who are society's version of old, like in their 60s, 70s, 80s, whatever, saying, oh, I'm too old for this, but there's also like, I saw one of like a 12-year-old. Like, I am just too old for Disney Channel and for Rainbow Loom, and
that's so epic.
It's so funny.
I'm not too old for Rainbow Loom.
Oh,
I
me
would
neither.
do that in a
I will
heartbeat.
never be too old for Rainbow Loom, and if it wasn't like so expensive to like get the new set again, I would. Like, I'm mad that I threw all my Rainbow Loom.
Oh, well, I still have a lot of it. I've lost part of my loom. So I think I only have 2 pieces because I was too extra back in the day.
Oh,
I was too.
You'd go like 8 deep on the Rainbow Loom.
I just had it like rearranged.
Yeah.
Like I had it like I don't know where that third one is. Yeah, it was good. It was so epic.
That's really epic.
You know what? I think a kit is only like $15-$20.
You think I have that readily available in my bank account?
Well,
we've already covered that I'm a college kid. I'm so freaking broke.
Okay, well, anyways, let's move on. Yeah. Allie.
Hannah.
What's something you're too old for?
I am too old for high school drama. That's so real. This is the first thing I put on the list.
That's so true.
And
I don't have that on my list. So
yes, and when I wrote this, there were some things going on that people were saying, and I'm not going to out them. But I was like, you know what? This is just so high school. You know what?
Yeah.
Like, we are adults, and if you've got a problem with me, come and say it to my face.
No,
please. I don't really have much more than that here. I said, I graduated high school almost 3 years ago. I simply have no more time for that BS. I didn't care for it or have time for it even when I was in high school.
So true.
So that is my sassy little truth, that if you have high school drama, stay away from me. I don't need that in my life.
Amen.
Like, I'm 20 years old. I'm almost 21. I mean, not almost. I'm nearing.
Yeah, you're close.
Right? I cannot be dealing with he said, she said. Just come tell me to my face.
Yeah.
Don't waste my time.
Amen.
My time's too valuable. Okay, Hannah, what's your first one? What are you too old for?
Okay, I've got it.
Okay.
Wait, I forgot.
Already?
Oh, I got it. Are you ready?
Yes.
Keeping my mouth shut. You're going to hear my opinion.
That is so you.
I know. Number 1, starting off strong.
Number 1, you're too old to keep your mouth shut.
Yeah. I have a filter. I've developed one of those. But also, what does that hurt, you know?
I mean, I feel like that kind of goes in with mine, too, of like, say it.
Might as well.
Just freaking say it.
Yeah, like sometimes, what's the point in holding back? I deserve to advocate for myself.
Real.
Thank you. Next. Okay. What do you have? Number 2.
This is taking it in a little bit of another turn.
Okay.
Bath and Body Works fragrances.
No, don't ever say that. Do you know I love my frosted cranberry?
Yes, and I'm ready to get hate from this from both you and Abby.
Okay. I don't like all of them. Going to the store is a little overwhelming. However, that frosted cranberry
I am too old for Bath and Body Works fragrances.
That.
Did you like it in middle school too?
I've always liked like certain things.
Okay.
Yeah, the rose scent, like you can't really find that. The only thing that I like body wash, the rose scent. And,
body wash?
Yeah, the rose scent, and it's also good for my skin. Like I cannot use Dove. Dove dries me out too much.
Hear me out.
What?
Sorry, Abby. Which my sister loves Bath and Body Works. She literally has 5 candles in each room of her house and loves it. Like, we have to have conversations sometimes where I'm like, okay, please choose one scent to choose in this room because I will get a headache. And I simply just...
I think you're being dramatic.
No, I'm not. I'd rather have hand sanitizer that smells like hand sanitizer. And I'd rather have perfume that smells like perfume, not like sugar. Because Bath and Body Works just smells like sugar. And fake and gross.
No, I don't really believe that. I don't really agree.
Well, call it a controversial opinion if you need to.
It is controversial because you don't know the glory of the frosted cranberry scent.
I don't like the smell of cranberry.
But it's not. It's just beautiful. It's amazing. It smells so good, and I haven't found it in a while. I'm really upset about it.
I'm glad you found joy in that. I find a lack of joy in that. Good thing is we're old enough to make our own opinions. So you can choose that you want Bath & Body Works in your life, and I can choose that I want it nowhere near my life ever.
Yeah, and I'm sad for you for that
Sorry
choice.
if you wanted Hey Sit With Us to be sponsored by them. They never will. After this raving review.
Okay, ask me what my next one is.
Okay, what's your next one?
Loud music.
Okay, Grandma.
I can't stand loud music. But I like it loud, but I don't like being by the speaker. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and I'm like, because
it like blows your ear out.
I'm like concerned about losing my hearing, like for real.
Yeah.
I don't want that. And I don't want ringing in my ears.
Mm-mm.
That is the last thing I want. Like, and like if I spend my life with music blaring in my ears, I will not do it.
I can't stand it when the beat is so loud that it's like you can feel it in your chest.
Oh,
I literally
don't even
jump off a cliff
when
that happens.
I hate bass, and that is such an unpopular opinion. Everybody loves bass.
I like it in my car.
I don't like it in the car.
But
I don't like
I'm
it anywhere.
Like out, not that I go out. But like if I'm at a concert or if I'm at a date party or formal or whatever, turn it down.
It just like makes me irrationally angry. It's I know it's irrational.
And I can't think
crazy.
At the
but like
same
it
time.
just makes me so mad. And I'm like, turn the bass off. Like I literally can't stand it.
Okay.
And I'm like,
So when you go to like AOPI formals, how are you
there's not
feeling?
really like a lot of bass there. I just like don't buy the speaker.
So
at
do you just
formal,
like,
I was by the speaker, and I was like, I gotta like get another look. I mean, you don't have to be by the speaker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you just be in a different section of the group.
One time when I was in high school, we had a concert at our church, and like we were near the front, and they had like brought in these like Mac Daddy speakers, and good Lord, I had to leave. I could not stay there. I looked at my mom and I said, I know you're supposed to be here. Because like she was on staff, like whatever, and I said, I'm leaving. Like goodbye. I cannot be around this right now because it was making me so unsettled.
Yeah, it's just like aggressive. I like for the music in my car to be loud. I like that, but like when it is just like literally right here, like I can't do that. At Jardy, I was like, okay, I'm loving Jardy.
It was so loud
but
that night.
I had to just like go to the back of the crowd and like in the middle, so I was a little because where we were for half of it, I was like, I'm just a little too close to the speaker.
Yeah,
I'm just too close, and like I love it, but. Okay.
Some silence.
Anyways, what's your next one? I
am too old to give all of my energy to people who won't do the same in return.
Oh, that's true.
And that is on healing.
That is on healing.
I wrote / spending unnecessary time with people I don't like. So, if I spend time with you, please be complimented. It means I like you.
Oh, good.
And that's just in my own healing era. I think people are going to hear that and think I sound kind of bitchy. But that's not the intention.
No.
The intention is more like self-preservation than it is hurting others, you know? It really is just, I want to make sure that I am, like we talked about with Angel, like making sure that like I'm in a good place so that I can like reach out to people. And there are some people that just take and take and take from you in a friendship, and you don't have to have them around.
No, you don't.
Sorry. Like, I hate to be the one speaking truth.
But
I'm about to do it. I'm speaking my truth. This is it. If I don't want to be around you, I won't. So feel complimented if I am around you.
Oh, that's great.
Feel complimented, Hannah.
I do feel complimented. Staying up past 11 p.m.
Period.
I can't do it. I've been doing it recently. I can't. I'm all off on my schedule. That's why I've been so late to class.
I was about to say, the other night we were just texting at like 1 a.m.
Yeah.
And we both were like, I wish I wasn't awake right now.
That's why I've been having I get to class so late now because my schedule is off. My body is just spiraling. I'm like, I don't know what to do. It's because I've been absolutely, and I'm trying to fix it before I go home because when I go home, I'm going to be up forever because like 11 p.m. here is 12 at
12.
home. Like 12 is 1 is 2. So I'm going to be up so late. Like I've got to go to bed earlier.
While we're on the topic of you being late to class, can we discuss what happened today?
That was so iconic.
So
he kills me. I love him.
Y'all know about our ethics professor. You know we love him. So this morning, we're sitting there, and I track Hannah on Find My Friends when I get there because I'm like, is she gonna make it? Like, is she not?
She's coming. She's coming.
Yes, I always trust she's coming, but I want to know, like, does she need a phone call to remind her to come? So I'm sitting in class, and I know Hannah's coming. It's like 9:28 at this point, almost 9:30. Our class starts at 9:15, so she's late, but it's okay, and he's cool, so it's fine. And he's like telling announcements about things that are happening with our exam coming up and a project and da-da-da-da. And then he's like, well, if no one else has any questions, that's all. And I'm on my phone, and I'm seeing, she is, like, outside the building at this moment. And I go, Dr. Singleton, she is outside that door right now. And he went, ooh, let's have fun with this. So he turned the lights off, and he hid under the door and, like, held it closed so that when Hannah tried to open it, it would, like, jam. And, like, from my point of view, he keeps looking at me like, is she coming? Is she coming? Is she coming? And I'm like, yes, she's right here, I promise. Like showing him on my phone. And she gets to the door.
The class was full today, too. Everybody was there.
Pretty much everyone was there.
Yeah.
And it's a glass, like, half of the door is glass, so, like, you can see the people.
Mm-hmm.
And so I see Hannah turn the corner, and our professor is just, like, crouched on the floor, like, holding and pulling the door back. And I see Hannah's face when she tries to open it, like, what? She's making eye contact with me, like, what is happening? And then, like, he, like, jumps up and says, boo!
So from my perspective, I was like, well, the lights were off. And I was like, well, the lights are never off. They must be pulling something on me. And I'm like, okay, whatever. And I could tell the door wasn't locked, but I was pulling on it because it just didn't feel locked. I was like, oh, it's just stuck. So I'm, like, pulling on it, and I, like, open it, like, the second time I pull on it. And then I'm like, okay. And then everybody's looking at me, so obviously something's going on. And then he pops up, and I was like, whoa! Hey! It was so iconic. And then everyone's like, class is over. And I was like, well, lit. Like, that's epic.
See you later.
Love y'all, bye.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so funny.
So on that note, that's why you have to be asleep before 11.
Yeah.
I would rather be asleep before 11. Uh-huh. One night this week, I went to bed at like 9:45.
I have not been to sleep in a long time.
It's because I have a cold right now. I'm sure you can tell I have this really sexy voice. You know, in Friends, when Phoebe is sick and she calls her sexy voice, that was the reference.
I know it was.
Okay, so I went to bed early, and I woke up in what I thought was the middle of the night, and I went to get some water, because I woke up and I was coughing and I was kind of thirsty, so I was like, oh, I'm going to take my water down to the kitchen and, like, get something to drink. I didn't look at my phone. I didn't know what time it was. I get in the chapter room, and there are people in there, like, studying, and I'm like, oh my gosh, these people must be so dedicated and, like, devoted to schoolwork if they are in here in the middle of the night. I get back to my room, I looked at my phone, 12:30. It was just past midnight.
Shut up, that's so terrible.
So, yeah, they were in the chapter room doing homework at 12:30. That's completely reasonable.
Yeah, that's normal.
I was like, wow, these people are so dedicated. No.
In my red flags, I would have stopped and talked to them. Okay, are you ready for my next one?
I am ready for your next one.
Oh. Jumping on the trampoline.
You're too old to jump on the trampoline?
Yes, I feel so stupid.
Yeah.
It's because I'm tall, too, so I just feel like there's, like, a lot of limb going everywhere, you know?
As sad as that sounds, I think I agree.
We're supposed to laugh really hard.
No, I think it just ruined my childhood, actually.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I babysit a lot, and when they want me to jump on the trampoline with them, I'm like, I love you. I'd rather watch you from the trampoline. Yeah, I'm gonna, like, send you orbiting over, like, to the moon, you know?
I went on a trampoline last year and got dizzy. So, like, I think I'm too old for it, too.
I'm also afraid I would break it. Like, they're made for kids, really, so, like...
Well, no, you wouldn't, because, like, growing up, my cousins had them, and my dad and my uncle would get on it with us, and, like, bounce us so high, and it would be so much fun, right? Now, like, I used to love going on the trampoline, jumping, and doing my little splits and jumps, and all that jazz. I feel like if I went on the trampoline and started to do that, I would feel so stupid. Yeah. I think you're right, and I'm sad about that.
Yeah, we did, last year's sister retreat was at the trampoline park. It was fun. But, like, I'm imagining, like, like a circle trampoline, like, in the backyard.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like, that's where I draw my line. You know?
Yeah, I don't know that that's on my list of things I can really do in my life.
Yeah, okay, well, anyways, you can tell your next one. I'm ready.
My next one, uncomfortable shoes. I am too old for uncomfortable shoes.
I almost wrote one down that was shoes I have to tie.
With laces? No, that's real. I hate tying my shoes. I've always been bad at it. I simply don't. I think I told this story on the podcast last year, but I got stuck in one of my shoes.
Yes, I do remember that. And I was like, Allie,
and I had to FaceTime my dad.
Like, just get it out.
I couldn't get it off. It was a really big issue. But uncomfortable shoes. I love a good heel moment. So cute, right? They're not staying on. I have my semi this weekend, and I have this gorgeous dress. Y'all are gonna love it. We'll get to recap that next week. It's this beautiful dress, and I have these great heels that I've worn to formals before, but I only wear them for pictures. And in my car are my trusty, sparkly, bedazzled Vans.
Yeah.
That when it's time to swap, I swap them out. Because there's no purpose in wearing those shoes all night. They're just going to hurt my feet. I'm not going to have fun. And you know what? I'm kind of cranky when my feet hurt.
Yeah, I feel like, I don't know, because I can make it through a function with my heels, and, like, I'll be fine, and, like, it's whatever, but recently I've just, like, started changing them because, like, why not?
Yeah, why not?
Or, like, last year, formal, I think I had to go barefoot at some point, and,
Yeah.
like all of us did. It was just not the vibe, and so I just packed my shoes.
I went to a function last week, and I thought I was going to be cool and not take my Vans, and I so should have. I just wore my comfy heels, and by the end of the night... But
I'm also afraid of, like, letting myself get into that, like, thought process where I'll just, like, bring another pair of shoes.
Right. And so I was like, no, I'm just going to wear my comfy heels, like, I won't bring another pair of shoes for tonight, and I regretted it, because I ended up going barefoot by the end of the night, and somebody stepped on my feet with heels, and I literally wanted to, like, cry and crumble up in a ball, because it hurt. And
that was a semi, too.
And it was a semi, and I was
The only time I've gone barefoot was when I had a long dress on.
Yeah.
So I couldn't tell.
You couldn't tell. And it was outside, so it was like concrete floor.
Ooh. And cold.
It was a journey, to say the least. What's your next one?
Skinny jeans.
Skinny jeans?
Yeah, I'm too old for that.
Okay.
I gave up skinny jeans a long time ago. I would never wear them. You will not catch me in a pair.
I don't intentionally wear skinny jeans.
I hate them.
I wear what are supposed to be mom jeans, but just fit me like a pair of skinny jeans. Because I've got thick thighs that don't know how to fit in mom jeans.
Well, I don't really wear mom jeans. I wear straight jeans.
Yeah.
Because I have probably the same problem. But, like, I just don't wear mom jeans.
I have only recently been able to find jeans that I feel like are straight leg that don't hug my leg like a skinny jean.
Yeah,
like
it's hard.
The pair I got from Abercrombie this year, big fan. Way more than I wanted to spend on a pair of jeans. But
damn, it's so expensive. For what?
For what? It's fabric. Chill.
Yeah, I know, I agree. Okay, what's your next one?
Going to every class when attendance isn't required.
That is such a terrible thought process.
Here is my thought process.
That's toxic.
Join me.
Okay.
If a teacher is just going to teach out of the book and just read from the book and not take attendance, why am I coming? I can stay in my bed and read the book. I don't make this habit frequently. Like, I know my mom is listening to this and going like, Allison, don't you dare.
She's start watching you every day.
Right. Like on my
class.
Find my friends, make sure I get to class. Don't worry, Hannah already does it. I don't know. Something about it. I just don't make me go somewhere where I don't want to be. And
so you just don't want to be in college? Like, that's just where my brain goes.
Well, I don't know. It's definitely
because I'm pro like skipping a class.
Yeah.
But like every class?
Not every class. Oh,
okay.
no.
Okay.
I'm not saying skip every class and just simply don't go. But I'm saying it's not the end of the world if you do.
Oh, yeah.
Like, some people are like, will go to class and don't need to go to class and are, like, super stressed about it. Like, if you're super stressed and you don't have to be at that class that day,
yeah, it's okay.
Reprioritize and go elsewhere. Like, do other things. I don't know. That's just my own time management.
I agree with
vibes. I am not going to go to a class when... And two, like, sometimes when you're, like, super in a mood or a bad place or super busy and you sit in class, you just sit and think about all the things you could be doing otherwise. And, like, that's not a good use of your time.
Yeah, I agree. I see that. That point.
What's your next one?
Do you have more?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so I'm just going to go through the rest
You're just going to rapid fire?
Yeah, but some of them are really good. Okay, we'll go off of that because I said it was a toxic mindset.
Yeah.
Toxic people.
Yeah.
Canceled from my life. And you know what? I might be toxic to some people, just like some people are toxic to me, but not to others. You know what I mean? Like, maybe I'm toxic to some people, but not toxic to other. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like
I know exactly what you mean.
It's all relative. And so, like, just because you were toxic for me doesn't mean you're a bad person. And then, like, vice versa, you know?
I mean, if it's repeated toxicity
that just feels
to
so
lots of
insightful.
people, then like it's them.
Yeah, but
sometimes it's just personalities. Like you say this all the time, you're not everyone's cup of tea.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's okay.
And I think we're too old to not recognize that.
Yeah.
Amen. Okay.
Amen. What's next?
Are you ready? People being all up in my business.
Okay.
No, I just feel like people
Is this a call out?
No, I just feel like sometimes people get in other people's business, and I'm like, well, I like to be in other people's business too, but I'm trying to cut down on that, and you should probably too,
Call me out, why don't you? I love being in other people's business.
Oh.
You know I have a hometown group chat that literally is just us all.
Yeah, I mean, everybody has that, but real up there. Oh, I'm trying to get Grace about it, and I'm like, no. Or she did something the other day, and I was like, oh my god, I know you didn't want to do that. And she was like, and then I did something. We were in Buc-ee's, and she did it, and then I was like, ugh. And I was like, gosh, pull it together, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't stand it.
Okay.
And really get to people like,
for the most part, you're a pretty positive person. I don't think you want that much.
I know. Oh, I don't. But when other people do it too, I'm like, quit it. I need you to quit right now. I'm now.
I'm currently taking an inventory of everything I've said in the recent times. Like, have I whined a lot in front of Hannah? Have I annoyed her? And you know what? That's what I should be too old for, but I'm not. Caring what other people think about me.
No, for
I
real.
Far too much.
Well, if you start whining, that's what I'll stop you. Don't worry.
Thanks. You're a real one for that.
Because we gotta quit. We're 20. No. But you can whine and complain. I love to complain. Not in a bad way, but just I really don't want to do this. It's just helps me cope, But
whining helps me cope.
No, but the whining, when it gets from complaining to whining is where I've been drawing the line.
That's fair.
Okay. All right. Wait. What's next? Monkey bars.
Monkey bars? Even when I was old enough for monkey bars, I couldn't do them.
I was never a monkey bars girl. I'm too sensitive. My hands would hurt.
Get blisters.
I wasn't about that life.
So when you grow up with a bleeding disorder, you can't play on the playground?
Oh. I'm sorry.
So I never got to play on the playground.
Okay, well, I thought this was going to be really funny.
So I can't relate. I never was cool enough with monkey bars.
I was doing my research because I also wrote down things other people said they're too old for that I thought were funny, but we can skip that because it's not really funny. Some of them are, but it's not really relevant to this anymore. But when I was looking up other things, and it was monkey bars, and just
monkey bars and trampolines.
Imagining us on monkey bars.
No. I don't have the core strength. I simply don't have the core strength to hold myself up. I'm heavy.
No, I don't think
I'm
I
weak.
do that either. No.
I simply couldn't.
I don't want to either.
No, it doesn't sound like fun.
Okay, well, that was the last one.
At least the idea of trampolining sounds like it could be fun.
Yeah.
The idea of monkey barring, it's a workout. That's not fun. Why did we ever think that was fun growing up? Why was I ever sad that I didn't get to do it? It was you're welcome, you don't have to monkey bar.
Yeah, I never did monkey bars.
Our 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade playground was only monkey bars.
Really? Mm-hmm. That was not how ours was. And I don't really remember a lot of people doing them.
There were also these poles that girls would swing on, and we would. This is one of those moments that looking back, why did no one stop us? But we would give each other scores of how well.
No.
And I could never spin on the pole because I would hurt myself.
Uh-huh.
So I always graded the girls. So I always scored my classmates on how well they could spin on a pole.
You've never said that to me before.
I don't know.
I'm just in shock. Well, that's epic.
I'm sorry.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you had that experience. We didn't do that.
Yeah. And I tried once. One day, I was like, you know what? I think I could do it.
Did you get hurt?
I whacked my face in the pole. I had a bruise on my cheek.
And how do you whack your face in it? I just don't.
Well, you have to jump from this platform and grab onto it and spin, right? And to this day, my mom's gonna listen to this podcast. I don't even think I told my mom how I got it. I think I lied to her because I knew I wasn't supposed to do it. So I made up some lie about because I had a bruise on my face, and I knew it was because I did something I wasn't supposed to do.
Well,
so I said I hit it on a desk or something. I don't know if she believed that. I'm gonna have to talk with her and then get back to you.
When I was in elementary school, we had a zip line. That was a big deal. Everybody loved the zip line.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, it's kind of like monkey bars, but not.
I would walk laps.
We would play with like
Drop my
kickballs, or
If I ever played
The
kickball, I could kick,
zipper.
but someone else had to run for me because I couldn't get hit by a kickball. So I would play kickball in a team. Doesn't that make you feel so sad about my childhood? Oh God. Terrible.
Did you play like dodgeball?
No.
We called it battle ball.
I could
Is that what
never
we called
play
it?
dodgeball.
I hated it. I pretended to get hit and walk
I was also medically exempt from PE. Like, I had a doctor's
I did
note.
not get that.
I went and worked in the library instead. I checked in and out the books.
That's epic.
I loved it.
Yeah, I didn't get that.
Yeah, anyways, I think we've covered a lot of things that we are simply too old for.
Yeah.
And I'm really interested to see what our listeners are too old for.
No, if you don't tell me, like, you just have to tell me.
Like, you have to comment and let us know.
Yeah, because I'm really curious and I want to know if I'm the only one who thinks I'm too old for skinny jeans or the
Trampolines or monkey bars.
Yeah.
I was gonna say someone else told me you would like spin on a pole with your kids with kids when you were younger, but I probably
No, you probably shouldn't.
I don't want to know those stories.
You should never bring that up.
And I'm realizing this is my digital footprint. The world is not gonna know this. Oops. Sorry. Well, I mean they also know that I live in God's plan for me.
That's a favorite story ever.
Hannah.
Yes.
We have officially, hopefully, completed our first video podcast.
I hope so.
Y'all, I'm really nervous that I'm going to save this file and that the camera has not been recording correctly. So you know what? If you're listening to this thinking, let me go look on YouTube and see, and then go to YouTube and see it's not there, that would be why. But
don't pretend you didn't hear
any of that. But what you should do, regardless of what it is, you should go to YouTube and you should subscribe to Sit With Us and hit the notification button. We have a new piece of social media jargon to share at our customers. Hit that subscribe button and the notification bell for YouTubers. Make sure you're leaving comments, likes, all of the good things. That actually really does help us a lot, and we have lots of really big goals and hopes and dreams for what's coming for Sit With Us, and you could help us with that. So that would be really epic.
We should sit together forever.
I agree.
I don't know what's got into me. We need to end. I'm unhinged. I feel it coming over.
Yeah, I've got to go babysit soon.
Oh, love that. Okay, well, thanks for being here.
Absolutely adore you.
Also, follow us on the gram, Instagram,
TikTok.
And I know that me saying the gram is
very millennial of you.
Yeah, I know. It's because my sister's very millennial, and I think she'd run off with me right now.
That's real.
Shout out, Callie. You are very much millennial. In the best way possible. Okay, well,
we love you, Pod.
It's been real. Love ya. Bye.